Welcome back to episode 2 of the Diaspora podcast. And as we had told you last time, we're the podcast where we help Kenyans in the diaspora build back home without the stress and the worries that come with it. I'm Brenda, your construction manager on the ground, and
my name is Peter Nderito, registered architect, and we thank you for the feedback that we received, the positive feedback, the comments, the DMs. Guys have started sending us their horror stories of the things that they've encountered. So we thank you for that. We are still replying to you guys, so keep it here and keep it locked.
So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Diaspace client journey. So we want to take you through, okay, you've called us, you've texted us, and I know some of you have already texted us. So what's the journey going to look like? So we have 3 stages. We have the design, we have the approval, and then finally the construction management. So for the design, since I'm not the lead consultant when it comes to design, I think Peter can take the floor and he'll take you through the design.
Yeah, guys. So the journey basically starts now from the phone call. So you, not actually from the phone call. The journey starts now with the thought.
The idea.
The idea that the client now has. So let's assume that they want to develop something for their parents. They want to build their retirement home back home. Let's say they want to do a commercial development, do a block
investing.
Like a block of bed sitters, a block of 2 bedrooms. That's where the journey now starts. So now with that, you now reach out to Diaspace. Then we take you through the entire journey, starting with the design. And the design, as Brenda has mentioned, it is led by a registered architect. So that's the first person who you're going to talk to. So we can just briefly touch on the stages that the architect will take you through. So the first stage is basically the inception stage. The inception, this is now where the client now will tell us the number of bedrooms that they want, the size of living room that they want. Within this stage, they'll also share documents now for the site, which is now the land now where the development is now going to sit on. So that's basically the inception part. We have a questionnaire that we share with the client so that the client can be able to fill in what is their vision, what is their budget, when do they want the construction to start, when do they want the construction to finish. So that's basically the first part, the inception stage that you take your architect through. After that, now, there's something I want to say.
So I wanted to ask, because I know somebody will be asking us, so Architect Peter, can I send you my Pinterest board? Can I send you something from Google? Is that okay, or what do you think?
So that basically forms the inception part. So the images from Pinterest will be part of the brief.
Great.
Because we are living in a technological, advanced age where you can just have a look at design. So you can get to share that with the architect. So you can do that.
So
you can actually do that. So now from that stage, the design now starts. So we definitely start by the sketches. Now that is the floor plan. We present to the client. They have a look at whether the spaces work, whether we've captured the spaces that they wanted. So that's the first stage, the 2D stage, where we take feedback now from the client. So we don't go to the next step if at all we haven't resolved the issues that they had with the current step. So that's the 2D stage. After that, we go to the 3D stage, where we now do photorealistic rendering to show you now how the house will now look. You've basically seen, like when you're driving within the city, there are billboards of buildings. You might actually think that they are done, but they're not. So those are the photorealistic renders that we get to now do.
On the site boards. Or what do you mean?
No. What I mean is that you've seen when real estate developers
put up billboards.
Exactly. So now their billboards, you can see a photorealistic impression of how that apartment block will now look. So we get to do that for your residential homes as well. So that's the 3D stage. After that, after you've approved that, now we have to now do drawings that will now be taken now to the county. So that's something that we're going to talk about in this ni podcast. The ni entire ni approval ni process. So you get that from your architect. Then later on now, down the road, you're going to get detailed drawings that now show how the joinery will be done, that now show how the doors are going to be made, how the windows are supposed to be detailed. So that's the first consultant that you need.
Okay.
And let me just stress to you guys, a registered architect.
So what does it mean to be registered?
Hey,
Because
so, yeah,
we
I know.
hear stories about, my architect, he went to school in China. He went to school in London. That doesn't mean registered, right?
Yeah. So the journey here, locally,
Yes.
we have a registration board. It's called Borax.
Yeah.
But the journey starts from the university. So you need to get a degree.
Yes.
So I joined the university. As in, if I can just tell you guys my personal journey, I joined the University of Nairobi in May 2013
Okay.
to now do
The details.
to now do the 6-year course
Yeah.
as in of architecture. So I graduated with the first degree in 2017. That's the Bachelor of Architectural Studies. Then 2019, that's when I graduated now with the second degree, which they call Bachelor of Architecture.
Okay.
That's the one that you need for you to practice.
Okay.
So you have to practice stroke work under a registered architect stroke a registered firm for a minimum of 2 years. Then you apply to the board for you to sit for the registration exams.
Okay.
They have a look at you as an application.
Yeah.
Once they've vetted you,
Yeah.
you now sit for your as an exams. So I got to sit for my exams in 2022, my registration exams. And December the same year was when I got the results. And and I passed, and I am now qualified now to practice as an architect.
Okay.
You also mentioned now what happens for guys who've not studied locally.
Yes.
So the Board of Registration of Architects and Quantity Surveyors has that room to allow for people who've now done their degrees elsewhere to register.
That's great.
But they need to follow the same thing.
Okay.
They need to work under a locally registered guy so that they can be able to understand how that entire thing, I think, works. Yeah, so it's been a journey, and I'm glad that I'm here now.
I know. And okay, now tell us about the structural engineer, the service engineers. What are service engineers? We hear that word a lot. They're just like buzzwords, but what does it mean? I think also touch on the quantity surveyor, because I'm very sure people will be asking about what a bill of quantities hiyo ni nini,
Exactly.
And then also you can touch on why we need also a landscape architect and an interior designer.
Okay, so the building process is not the easiest of the processes.
Yeah.
You don't need one person.
Okay.
You need a full team.
Yeah.
So now this full team is now being led by the architect. But under the architect, we have a couple of guys.
Okay.
And I think now we can touch base for people to get to understand now the people that they need.
And I think also we should add on that, every single professional that Peter will be talking about, they're all under Diaspace. So Diaspace, we have all our professionals under one roof. So you don't need to go to CG who. Once you start with Diaspace, we take you literally through all the professionals that he will be talking about. We have them under our roof.
Super.
Okay,
Thank you for that.
So continue with
we can now start with the the structural engineer.
Yeah.
So that term, structural engineer, so they're basically responsible for designing and detailing the structure.
Okay.
So now what does the structure entail? The structure starts right from the foundation.
Okay.
So before they even do the design, there's something called a geotechnical report.
Okay.
There's a new building code that was passed last year The building code came into effect March 2025. So one of the things is they need to study the properties of the soil where you're building. So that's where the journey of the structural engineer now starts. So with the details that they get to design and detail the foundation. What type of foundation is suitable for that soil? What type of foundation is suitable for the development that you're doing? Let's assume it's a 10-story building. That foundation is different with a bungalow. So they get to detail the foundation part. They get to detail the ground floor slab. Guys normally ask, what happens when they're building where you have black cotton soil?
Yeah.
So the structural engineer has specifications on how that should be done. The reinforcement, I'm sure guys you've heard about D8, D10,
Chuma.
D12, basically the chuma manenos.
Yes.
So that specific engineer, he's the one who will detail which reinforcement bar you're supposed to use. That is for your foundation, for your slab, for your columns, for your beam. So that's basically the structural engineer.
Okay.
This is someone that you must have by law. Must have.
In
I'm sure you've
must. We don't want to hear the horror stories about, oh my God, my 6-story building just went down. Why? Because you did not have a structural engineer, guys.
That's actually something that I just wanted to to highlight. I think of late, I think in the past, recent past, 1 year as something, we've had cases where buildings have been collapsing.
I know.
There's a report that was published by the National Construction Authority that pinpoints that one of the reasons why this thing happens is because the structural engineer was not involved. The other thing, guys, the consultants that we are mentioning, they not only do the design, they also do the supervision.
Great.
That's one thing that guys should now know.
Yeah.
So this is just not a matter of you take the drawings, you just go do your thing. There's a supervision bit. So the structural engineer must come to site at the critical structural milestones to inspect the foundation, to inspect the mix ratio. You've definitely heard of class 25, class 20.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you need to have a structural engineer to be able to detail that entire thing.
Okay.
Then guys, remember that locally, when you're submitting to the county, you need to submit drawings from the structural engineer, registered structural engineer, because you also need to submit his or her licenses as well. I think that's the structural engineer.
Yeah.
The other team of engineers that you need are the service engineers.
Yeah.
So there are 2 service engineers. There is the mechanical engineer. So what the mechanical engineer basically deals with is things to do with plumbing, things to do with drainage. So the plumbing bit is basically how your house will receive water.
Okay.
So that is from the cold water to the hot water. That's the plumbing bit. So they will specify the pipes that you need for you to get that water inside your house. That's the plumbing bit. They also do the drainage part. So drainage, now that's basically how the wastewater is now going to come out from your house. Let's say to either go to the sewer line, either go to the septic tank, or even to the biodigester. So they get to detail that part. The same mechanical engineers, they also specify for, let's say, places like Mombasa, where the temperatures and the humidity are not like Nairobi.
Yeah.
They also detail the heating systems, the ventilation systems, together with the air conditioning systems. That's the mechanical engineer. That's a must-have.
So utaki any guesswork kwa site.
Yeah, so when you have a plumber on site, they need to be guided. They need to be guided by a professional. Not just getting a plumber who will just basically do some guesswork.
Okay.
So there are drawings that the mechanical engineer is going to issue
I know.
that specify all those things.
Okay.
The type of pipes that you're using, whether it's a 4-inch pipe, whether it's a 2-inch pipe, how that entire thing now will happen. That's a mechanical engineer. The mechanical engineer works hand in hand with the electrical engineer. So then the electrical bit, so they specify the lighting, they specify the power. So the lighting, that's basically the light panels together now with their switches. The power, that is things to do with sockets. They also specify things to do with data. Yeah, so now let's assume that you want to have the ni Ethernet ni points where you have your bedrooms, where you have your living room.
Your study.
They specify that. They specify the communication element. So let's assume you want to install ni intercom, so that when someone is at the gate, that they can get to talk to people inside the house. They specify that. They calculate the power loading. And I'm sure that I think you might have lived, I think, in an apartment where the power just keeps on tripping. Yeah, so now what normally happens is the electrical engineer they're incapable of doing that entire mathematics to calculate the electrical load. So guys, you can't guess about power. We all know that there are fires that have been caused because of the electrical faults.
Yeah, true.
So just make sure that you're working with a registered electrical engineer.
Yes.
The other thing that they also do, if I can just recall, is the CCTV points.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure that you guys have seen developments where, as in after the structure has been done, there's a white conduit that passes just funnily. So now that's something that they forgot to put. And majorly, these are things like the CCTV ni connections, the data ni connections. So with drawings from the electrical engineer, you get all that now specified.
Okay.
So you need to have a registered electrical engineer.
Yeah.
So that's a wrap when it comes to the
engineers. Yeah.
Who else have I not talked about?
The quantity surveyor.
Yes, the QS.
And the landscape architect.
And I think the interior designer as well. So let me just brush through them.
Yeah.
So the quantity surveyor, so the quantity part, so they basically break down the elements of the building.
Okay.
So
So what are elements?
yeah, so the elements, I think, so there are two major, I think, elements when it comes to structure. There's the substructure. So the substructure basically means things that are beneath the ground.
Okay.
So majorly that is the foundation when it comes to your typical residential home. When it comes to something like an apartment, that's the foundation together with, let's say, the basement parking and the like. That's the substructure.
Okay.
So within that substructure, we have lots of things. We have things like the steel reinforcement that's going to be used there. We have things like the tonnage of sand that will be used for the koroga, the tonnage of sand, of ballast that is going to be used for the concrete works, the formwork that will be needed. So they basically take that entire substructure, then they divide it to all these little components.
Okay.
So that's basically the quantities part. So when they've done that, the document that they generate is a document called the bill of quantities.
Yeah.
So that is the document that typically gives you guys the estimated cost of construction. That caters now for the labor, that caters for the cost of material as well. And definitely, when you're now working with the contractors, the profit element that is now within that entire thing. And I think it is the profit element that we see just guys, they just want to buy a Range Rover from a small bungalow. I think you've experienced that.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. So that's basically the quantity surveyor.
Okay.
Registered as well.
I know. And they're registered by the board?
the Board of Registration of Architects and the
Quantity
quantity.
surveyors.
So we basically sit the same exam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, though we answer different questions.
Oh.
Yeah, the architects tackle the architectural questions, and the QSs now they tackle the quantity surveying questions. I think we're just left with two guys.
Yeah.
I think that's the landscape
and they're
architect.
really overlooked, by the way. And people don't understand why it's important to have the landscape architect and the interior designer. So, yeah, the interior I think you could start with the interior designer.
Exactly. So many a times we are like amazed with renders of how the exterior will look. So now the question comes, how will the interior space look? So there is a professional who has gone to school, who's been trained to design the interior. They know how to coordinate the colors. They know how to coordinate the tiling. They know how to advise when it comes to the ceiling design.
Yeah.
They basically handle the entire interior part.
Okay. So wanaifanyisha ikuwe smart and functional.
Yeah, smart and functional. And you know, guys, guys like to also brag, I think, how their houses look.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, so when you have an interior designer, you can get to visualize that house before you even step in.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay, that's great.
So that's a must-have.
Yeah.
And you must have an interior designer right from the onset.
Okay.
So that they can work hand in hand now with the rest of the team.
Okay.
So guys, if you want your house to now look good.
Like Pinterest.
Like the Pinterest houses actually. Just make sure that you get a trained and a qualified interior designer to help you circumvent how the interior part is going to now look. The same thing with the interior.
Okay.
That's a landscape architect as well.
Okay.
That is not the normal architect. They've specialized when it comes to landscaping.
Okay.
Yeah, so landscaping is just not about just niko na nyasi tu kwa compound.
I have grass.
Yeah, grass is not the only
I have seedlings.
landscaping. No, that is not the only thing.
Okay.
So now this is someone who has been trained to know which type of tree, which type of shrub, which color is the best combination to go with.
Okay. Are they the ones who also do cabro, like where your cabro is going to pass?
So not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
So the general ni cabro ni placement will be done by the architect when they're doing the design.
Okay.
But the actual detailing, how the cabro is going to meet up with the grass, because normally how they do it is, and this is not advice from a landscape architect. We'll get to host one here.
Yeah.
But now from the cabro, there's a way that they do it from the cabro to the cab. They normally start with very short shrubs, then they escalate it further. So there's a sequence to doing these things.
Even I'm learning.
Yeah, so you just don't have to just stop at your local nursery, just buy things with no thought.
Yeah.
So I think that's the entire spectrum of the professionals that you need to have. We've obviously not mentioned guys like the surveyors. So now those are the guys who like normally come, as in even before now the design work now starts.
Yeah.
The other one who we are going to mention when we're talking about the process of approval is the environmental expert.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that.
So I think also now that already we have that in check. Si tumemaliza the design.
Yes. The design is
now
ready.
Step number 2, which is the most important. Like we can do the entire design for you, yes, but before you start constructing, we need approvals. And he'll also touch on why approvals are very important. And since the architect, again, is the one who takes your architectural drawings to the county, I think you can touch on, I think, NCA, the county government, and then NEMA as well. When do we use NEMA? When do we not use NEMA?
Correct.
I think you can say that.
Yeah. So once the design is done, and the client has approved the design.
Very important, the
Yeah.
approval.
From the client
Yeah,
now.
from the client.
Exactly. So when we have a go ahead now from the client, the next step is now to go to the relevant bodies. So you've just mentioned them. There's the county, there's the National Construction as an Authority, then there's NEMA. So with the county, there's a new regulation actually when you go to different counties where you need the what is it called, like the resident ni association to approve your development first.
Oh,
But now
okay.
that happens when it comes to special ni cases.
Zones or
However,
something.
we can just focus on the county. So let's assume you're building in Limuru.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to take your drawings to the Kiambu County government for approval. The requirements that they will need from you, you will have gotten them from the consultants that you have. So that's the county. When you go there, they will be able now to calculate based on the drawings that you've given them, what's the cost of approval. So that's the county. When you're now done with the county, you now need to go to the second body. That's the National Construction Authority. They basically register ni projects locally. So they actually have a portal where the client can just log in. They can be able to upload the already approved county drawings together now with licenses from the consultants for your project to be registered now with them. They currently don't charge. That's the National Construction as an Authority. So there is no hesitance of not taking your drawings there. Then I think lastly there is NEMA. But so now NEMA basically deals with ni commercial projects majorly. Because they basically want to assess how will this development impact the general environment. So that's where we have the environmental expert come in. There's a report that they generate, then it is submitted to NEMA. There's a fee that you pay. I think it is 0.1% of the cost of approval. So you need to have the BQ from the QS to now get to that stage. So guys, just make sure when you're doing your developments back home, make sure that they are registered by the relevant bodies, the bodies that we've just mentioned.
Yeah. And I think we don't want cases of, the county officials. I think people who have already built, they can tell you sometimes if you have not followed these things that we're telling you, you've not taken your drawings for approval, they'll be coming to your site. And when they come to your site, you need to give them money. Okay? And the bad thing about that, since you've taken a shortcut, they'll just go tell their colleagues, by the way, there's this construction site in Limuru. Ebu, you guys go there. You guys can get something. So instead of doing all that, so you just go to the relevant bodies, just go to your county government, and Peter or your architect will do that for you. And that just makes us go hand in hand with compliance. At Diaspace, we don't go to site. Actually, we actually don't go to site without the go-ahead from the client and the relevant consultants. So
super. I think we've covered that second stage well. I think lastly, let's now talk about
let me just brush through now the construction management, since that's the most important segment, because that's where your money actually starts sinking if you don't have the right team. So at Diaspace, we have 4 core values: trust, transparency, technology, and professionalism. So in terms of trust, what do? The client is the financial controller. So you don't send any money to Diaspace. What happens is we source for you suppliers. We give you a list of suppliers. We give you their contact details as well. We go also for reconnaissance studies. So we check the proximity of hardwares, and we give you a list, and you're the one to approve who will be supplying you with what and what. Also, we source for you the laborers and the foreman, so that you have it in check. But you don't pay us now for their labor wages. You send them directly to them. So you're the boss, in terms of money. In terms of transparency, we track each and every coin on Google Sheets. So you'll be able to see from start to finish, how much was this, how much did the foundation cost us, how much were the materials, how much were the supervision fees and stuff like that. Also, we have a client portal. So there we'll be able to attach every single drawing from the structural engineer to the architect. Everything will be at in the client's portal. Technology. We talk about technology all the time. So what do we do here at Diaspace? We don't start a site without a CCTV camera. And you don't need to worry if your site does not have electricity. We have solar-powered CCTV cameras. So you'll be able to get your live feed from New York, Liberia, from anywhere in the world. You'll be able to get that. We also do Matterport virtual tour, so you'll be able to do a virtual tour of your site. We also do videos, site updates. We'll be giving you photos. We'll be giving you also drone images periodically, so we have our eyes on the sky. And lastly, professionalism. As we've been talking all about professionals, everyone is vetted, everyone is registered, everyone is basically in compliance with the law. So that's all about Diaspace. And I think if you have anything to add.
Yes. I think, there's something that I can add. So to the Kenyans who are watching us now from the diaspora, we know that many of you left here to go seek for greener pastures, which is quite understandable. And we know that you work very, very hard, from having 2 jobs to working late hours. We understand all that. So when you're doing this and you want to invest back home when it comes to your projects, don't go for quacks. Don't send money to people. Oh, let me send you 10 million, then I'll send you the balance of 2 million later on.
That's actually a red flag.
Please don't do that. Make sure that you are your own financial controller. Work with registered professionals. Make sure that you have complied with the relevant authorities that we've just mentioned. Guys, na tuko serious, by the way. Very, very serious. We've heard of horror stories. You guys have sent in feedback from the first episode that we did. So we encourage you guys to just do things
the right way.
Just make sure that you guard your money.
And guard your investment as well, because it's an investment to your children, to your parents, and to everyone. So I think if you've had this entire thing and you want to contact us, our details are just down below. Follow us on our socials as well to get the BTS. That's the behind the scenes. Oh my God, I forgot that. The behind the scenes of everything. We also have a series called Costing. That's where we're doing costing of a 3-bedroom in Machakos. That will also be live. So I think that's all. So I think to wrap this entire thing, at Diaspace, by the way, we take the headache away from you, because building doesn't have to be stressful. Okay? So I think till next time, episode 2 in the bag.
Thank you, guys. Please share and subscribe to this channel. We basically want to educate you.
And share to somebody who's building, by the way.
Share to your family and friends who've relocated to the diaspora. Let them know that there's an easy solution led by professionals of helping them build back home. I think it's a wrap.
That's it. It's a wrap.
Thank you, guys.